Thank you so much for that. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? My name is Autumn. This is my husband, Richard. Welcome to the Watch Autumn Keto Morning Live. We go live every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And you can catch us, well, it's actually only 4 out of the 7 days. 7 out of the 7, all of those days. Yep, you're right. Then we go live on Wednesday. So catch us tonight at hashtag Whack Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and then give us that thumbs up and ding that notification bell so that you get notified whenever we go live or upload a new video, right? So you can find us all over the interwebs at Watch Autumn Keto in these places right here. Or, pick you up some Keto Strong gear at imketostrong.com. Wear that keto pride out loud. You know what I'm talking about? I want to know what y'all are talking about, and so I want to go to the comments and see what exactly y'all are talking about today.
I'm pretty sure this is a wonderful Wednesday.
It is the wonderful Whack Wednesday.
Basically that.
Joy said, good morning, amazing Whack fam. So happy to be with you on this amazing Whack Wednesday. Same Z's. Kelly's here, says good morning. Robin's here, says good morning, happy hump day. Absolutely.
Good
Miriam's
morning.
here, says good morning, Whack fam. I absolutely love your profile picture. Hooknit said, great morning, everyone. I hope you all have a fantabulous day. Well, we are now, since you gave us the smiley face and the bacon emoji.
Good
We're so glad you're here. Felicia's here, says good morning, everyone. Rhonda says hello, hello, hello. Whack fam, what a glorious morning it is. I would have to agree with you on that. Yeah. Dee says morning, good weathers. Happy Whack Wednesday. You right.
It's very nourishing.
Glad to be here. It is very nourishing, meaning that it's raining. Meaning that the water is nourishing the earth. That is what he's saying. It's a nourishing day, right?
The renewing of our local area.
No, the renewing of our local area.
The rain nourishes.
Why does he talk like this? Oh, you get on my nerves.
Excuse me.
Dana's here. It says, good morning, Whack fam. We're so glad you're here today, Dana. Beth is here. Says Beth Parkridge. Says, good morning. I don't think I've said the name Parkridge before, so we're so glad that you're here, Beth. Glad you're joining us.
Good morning, Beth.
Holly's here. Says, happy hump day. Ear hustling this morning. We are glad that you're here, Holly.
And thus it begins.
Holly, we were just talking yesterday about how me and Richard need to go back to IKEA in Cincinnati. And I remember the last time you said, if we ever come up that way, to hit you up. So maybe sometime this summer, it'll be a summer trip to IKEA. You know what I'm talking about? But we had we had such a good time last time. So yeah, because you get all sorts of things in one. You get like a road trip, which when you're with the one you love is really fun, right? And then you get a shopping spree where you're like, wee, let's go pick out all these fun things. So it was a really fun time. Renee said, good morning. Glad you're here, Renee.
Good morning.
Beth is here, says, good morning, Autumn, Richard, and my Whack fam. Hi, Beth. Glad you're here. Amber's here, says, good morning. It's weigh-in Wednesday for me, and I'm down 2.7 after the high-protein, low-fat week. Awesome. Way to go. I'm loving that for you. So, Amber, are you going to stick with that while you continue to see results? I wouldn't blame you. That sounds great.
I was going to say, hey, that's not rock the boat.
Data says, how many of us in here are the only keto person in the household? I find that is what's making it hard for me to stay keto.
What? I am keto-ish.
No,
you cannot claim that I'm not something that I'm not.
Here's the thing. I might be the only keto person in this household, but we have a unique situation and a very unique circumstance, which I'm grateful for, is that we cook and keep our eating completely separate. If I was a wife and I had to cook food for my husband that was not keto, it might be a lot more difficult, right? If I was a mother and had to make food for my children that wasn't necessarily completely keto, it might be more difficult for me. So I definitely recognize that it can be an issue, but I know a lot of people that get around it. They just make mostly keto meals, very heavily based in a healthy protein and a vegetable, and then they might just add a starch onto the side of it or something that can be easily added and taken away so that you can still maintain a mostly keto lifestyle while eating and making food for your family.
Well, most of my meals don't have any starch anyway. So.
Yes, most of your meals don't have any starch.
I could cook for you.
Although the man that just made the huge pot of rice pudding yesterday, and what you realize, and so you mostly
sitting there for months.
The rice has been sitting there for months, right?
And the pudding.
Exactly, but so you don't really make a lot of things that have starches in it, and that's never the problem. What you cook is never the issue for me. It's always your snacks. It's like the cereal, the crackers, the gummy worms, which once again, now those didn't even faze me. Like it's a mindset. It's not about the food. It's about your mind when you're approaching it, right?
That's why I was sit there for so long.
Yeah.
Because I don't like those cereals have been sitting there for many months.
Yeah. I mean, and so that's okay for him. It causes me a little bit of anxiety, but I move past it. Just the fact that it's still there, and then you haven't eaten it.
But I'm not the type to eat. Like I don't. Once the box open, I can close it again.
I understand that about you.
So you want me to put it in a lock? Would that take
I mean, look. Right now, I'm in a good enough headspace where it doesn't bother me. Where but generally, like seeing a big bag of gummy worms every time I open the thing, and I'm just like, oh, they're still there. Like that just. It is a zip, but it's not nothing I can't get through. It's not adult proof, right? I know, right? Melissa said, good morning. Good Wednesday morning, Whack Fam. Hi, Melissa. Glad you're here.
Now, see, my thing is, like you said, the mental stress of stuff.
He said, not first, but still the sexiest. I'm not going to disagree with you. Yes. Don't come at me, Shelly. But
I have it. I just don't indulge.
Yes, exactly. So it's not about the food. Once again, it's about your thought process as it relates to the food. I didn't know it was stressing me out, so now I'm going to have it even more. Thank you. Yeah. Gigi's here says, good morning, Mr. and Mrs. How are you today? B Sweet said, good morning, Wark fam. Listening in while making breakfast for the kiddos. Awesome. The doctor is in today. Says, good morning, Whack fam. Hello, Dr. Wise. So Melissa said, that's me to Dana. You're right. It makes it so much harder. Yeah, I could agree. Mary said, good morning, Autumn and Richard and the Whack fam. Blue Dove is here.
It's kind of like you're doing double work.
It is.
You have to cook for you and you have to cook for others. So
yes. Yes, but
for my household, my parents would just put it in there and be like, you either eat it or you're not hungry. Yeah. It's like I made this, and like you said, you can do like green beans and stuff like that. You can't have a side dish and just like mostly meat and stuff.
And a vegetable, and then maybe a starch.
You ain't hungry.
You ain't hungry. You ain't hungry. Eat this. Susan B. here says, happy Wednesday.
Welcome to my childhood.
He said, wonderful Wark Wing Wednesday, familiar. Wing Wednesday sounds great. Latanya's here. Says, good morning, Whack fam.
If only we could do wings.
That's what I'm saying. I would just be sitting there watching you. It'd be a wing watching Wednesday for me. So I can't do it. Sylvia says, hello and happy Wednesday, everybody. Debbie's here. Says, good morning. No.
Anything bony and it gives the handle.
It's a handle. It's a tool. Cece says, good morning, Autumn, Richard, and the family. Absolutely. Oh, Tanya says, top of the morning to you all. I'm tipping my hat there.
Me as well.
Beth says, it's been raining all week. It's kind of been raining on and off here in Louisville as well.
It's been nourishing. It's been re-nourishing the soil.
Okay.
Re-nourishing the earth. So it can give us back even more.
Yep, that's what it is. Phyllis said, good morning. Listening in this morning. Work as usual. We're glad you're here, Phyllis. Holly said, yes, definitely let me know. Yeah, if we head back up that way. So,
we can all have a stakeout.
Oh, my keto recovery said, good morning, Autumn. It's Nathan from Clubhouse. Hi, Nathan. Love the discussion. I'm so glad that you're here, Nathan. I love when my Clubhouse peeps join us over on YouTube.
I've heard so much about you, Nathan.
Not you in particular, but the Clubhouse community. I don't not specifically say Nathan. Joe Ray said, good morning. I made it. Yes, we're glad you're here. Amber said, I'm going to do an alternate days going forward. I love that for you. Yes, I can't wait to hear how that goes.
Inform us on that journey.
Yeah. Bayou Princess is here. Says, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Oh, Holly said, at least the rain keeps the cicadas less active. I mean, you ain't got to tell me.
We had our incident at Costco.
At Costco. Y'all, we ain't never been so mad that Costco tried to make, you know how they make their parking lot fancy, so they put the landscaping and the trees in the parking lot. Well, the cicadas own the trees now, and they were flying all around.
On the way in,
we didn't even notice them. But on the way out, there were so many cicadas, and one was legitimately following Richard. Like, he would go this way, the cicada would go this way. He would go this way, the cicada would. I was like, oh, no. So then, once I saw the one, it's like our eyes and ears open, and we realized they were everywhere. I literally took off running to the car. I was like, well, I've got to go, Richard. Good luck with this. And I took off running to the car as he, pushed the basket and put all the groceries in there.
I had to swap one. I was sitting there, it was following. I just started whammed it.
I can't.
I felt it hit my hand.
Give it a backhand. No, yeah. So Costco might lose a couple of customers for some months because I'm not going to be able to do it. I'll tell you that.
We got going our raincoats.
Yes, exactly. But it was so hot. Kelly Reichs here says, good morning. Farm work call making me late. Oh man, that's a lot. CC said, Richard said he's keto-ish. He loves to say that. So.
I mean, if you watch my meals, I have stuff on deck, but I never touch the stuff.
Joe Ray said, my husband is also keto-ish. Lately, he's been driving me nuts buying candy, cookies, and pizza. Why do they do it?
Don't do pizza. I don't do cookies. And the only candy I do is a trolley.
It's the trolley worms. Yeah.
It's not every days I skip. But how many times that bag is it?
That's what I'm saying. That's why a 5-pound bag lasts for a long time.
Yay!
Right? Tanya's here says, good morning. Yes, I'm solo in the house on keto, and it's tricky cooking sometimes. Yeah, at least I don't have that. Yeah. I don't have to cook for him, which is really good.
My dad baked chicken. He would just bake a whole tray of chicken. Mm-hmm. Everybody had like green beans on the side with like a couple little sliced onions in it. Some bacon grease in the green beans. That's a meal.
Yeah.
Put that thing blam blam. That would be our dinner. And yes. So growing up, I was never.
You were essentially keto.
Yeah. I never really gravitated.
Cece said, "I'm the only keto person in my household." So yeah, that's the whole point. Growing up in my household with mom and grandmama and Amber, like our diet consisted mostly on yellow and white things. So butter potatoes, rice-a-roni, applesauce, white bread, like these are, it was mostly starch. I didn't realize how much starch it was, hamburger helper, things like that.
I had a lot of white bread as a kid. Can't lie about that.
But yeah.
But even then, it was like, bread was expensive. Yeah. Back to the peanut butter crackers.
Jerry Van West said, good morning, everyone. Mostly you're hustling this morning, busy working. Well, we're glad that you're joining in, Jerry Van West.
I'm pretty sure you're shedding something.
Yes.
You're pruning something right now,
yes.
Jerry. That's all that matters.
Mary T said, I'm so happy. First, my sister asked me to coach her, then her daughters, now my daughter. Oh, we have a group chat going, and it's becoming a family keto affair. It only took 4 years. That's so great, Mary.
Snap.
I know how you talk about how much you wanted your kids to hop on the keto train.
I mean, but that just shows you lead by example.
Lead by example. Just live your life.
You become the
words
light
of Brianna.
They need to follow.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't look for others to have that light.
Laura's here. Says, good morning, Richard and Autumn from Laura from Southern California. We're glad that you're here.
Good
morning, Rhonda said, I think it makes you stronger when you're the only one doing keto. I love saying, no, thank you. I'm good. They always want my food and theirs. Yeah, that's the issue for me. I can feel you. I can feel you there.
Well, I think you're stronger because you're the light. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna start gravitating towards you. Is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So give it another 4 years.
Yeah.
However long it takes.
Took Mary's family.
They'll be like, hey, what are you over there doing? Let me do that with you.
Blue Dove says, Doctor. I'm gonna say Silas. I don't know how do you pronounce that.
I would say
posted a video yesterday and advised you neither shop for carbs nor cook them for the non-keto family members. They can get it out of the house or cook it themselves.
Welcome to my family. Dr. Silas is my daddy's friend.
I'm not opposed to that. Here's my whole thing. And this may sound controversial or whatever, but you don't owe your family carbs. You don't owe your family making them rice and potatoes and macaroni and cheese.
You ain't paid for it. My father would say, until you grocery, let me see your grocery bill.
I know it's a lot more difficult when there are other adults in the house, like like a spouse, where they do have or might want to have a little say in what gets made. But it's just you're honestly doing them a favor. It's just if you want that stuff, you can go get it and eat it out of the house. But know
it might make them
it's not part of our household.
You're well, I'm just not buying potatoes no more.
What? Just eliminate it. Yeah.
You go buy them if you want them.
Yeah.
What? I gotta do
you gotta cook them. Yeah.
What?
I mean, because a lot of people they're just much more used to the routine and the expectation versus actually having it.
Once the rubber meets the road. Tanya
says, slowly setting example by eating less snacks and resisting non-keto foods more often, not as tempted anymore. Exactly. We were talking about that on Clubhouse this morning about building neural pathways and stuff like that. I know. So it was all about how the more you do these habits, the more you just get into the habit of not eating carbs, not shopping for carbs, not bringing them in your house. It actually builds stronger pathways and connects those activities together so that they take less energy to resist and less energy to think about. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like a reflex muscle.
Right.
So you just got to stay at it. Natural.
Maybellina said, good morning and wonderful Whack Wednesday to all. We're glad you're here.
What are they saying? 10,000 hours?
To become an expert on something, and then between 21 and 60 days to create a habit, whatever science you want to read there. Dr. Y said me, but no issues with the immediate family. Yeah, I mean, because at a certain point you're a pro and you're just it doesn't bother me anymore. So
it's kind of like you could just quit drinking soda.
Yeah.
and then you actually drink a soda for like after like 4 or 5 months of not, you can literally taste the sugar.
Jen says, hey, listening for a little bit before class. Awesome. You know, I kind of felt that way about Zip Fizz. I had a Zip Fizz this morning, and I was like, oh, it's so sweet. Or, you know, like, I was like, man, maybe I could use a half or two.
You were starting to get that.
But
get that
even get used to, you know, the crazy flavor.
How the brain works.
Yeah.
The mind.
Karen said, I was keto-ish for a long time. Brian was on board first. He found some awesome recipes and he cooked. I either ate what he made or made something myself. I was happy eating what he cooked. Exactly. They don't eat what you sat in front of them.
Especially as children, as my father.
Yeah.
I don't know about memories.
He's
first of all,
over here.
You don't open the refrigerator. I'm like, I could never open the refrigerator and just be looking. Like, what are you doing over there? Did you get out of
my kitchen?
You better get your. And secondly, if he said something, if my mom said something in front of you, that's dinner. We didn't negotiate the menu. It wasn't Father, I would like some French fries tonight. Like, what?
Amber said, I have snack baskets for the rest of the family and a snack basket for me. So I grab the healthy keto snacks instead of the nut butter. That's awesome. I don't do snacks. I am removing all sorts of food from. I used to do snacks, but I'm trying to get past it. Like, there's no reason to snack to me. There's no reason to eat a meal or eat food in between your meal times, right? So I'm really trying to get away. It's more mental because your body is not hungry, because if it was truly hungry, you should give it a whole meal, right? So I'm really mentally working on there. You don't need to snack, right? Javen was said snacks. It's a process of mind over matter. We no longer mind because carbs no longer matter. You're right. Taken from Mario Van Peebles and Heartbreak Ridge. Hey, I absolutely love you. I don't mind because it don't matter. You're right. B Sweet said, this is me, the only keto one in my household. Daughter does not eat any kind of meat, and husband and son eat all things. I mean, vegetables are keto. Your daughter's just going to eat a lot of broccoli and cauliflower and cabbage. That's all I would say. Portia's here, says, good morning, Autumn and Richard and the WAC fam.
I would love having that growing in my household.
Chris said, hey there, people. I'm ear hustling today. Came into work before anyone gets here so I can get some stuff done. Then I'm going home to try to get some sleep. Sick and wrong. I know, right? That's how I feel. I love working when nobody else is at work. Chris. So, yes, Beth said, every man for himself. You're right. At least it is in my house.
There you go, Beth.
Laura said, but is Richard keto or low carb? I love gummy worms, the sour ones. Richard is an omnivore. I would say he naturally fasts. Like yesterday, he didn't eat anything till 1:30 p.m. And I was like, what? But he doesn't really, I know that skillet pizza, he doesn't really watch anything in particular that he eats because he eats such varying and moderate amounts of things.
Well,
right?
I also go healthy. I like to cook my food as opposed to anything else. I like to have my hands on. I like natural stuff. I like, I don't like too many ingredients.
Yeah. It's very simple.
Food, like my parents grew up, like most of my food, I never go out.
It's mostly a meat and a vegetable.
Yeah, we go out special occasions. Like we don't do restaurants except like when we're trying to be nice.
Yeah.
We don't do fast food. We don't do.
Mary T said my husband is not keto, but he eats keto because I feed him. You're right. I mean, that's how it is. Yes. So Felicia said I'm the only one on keto in my house. However, I have 2 grown children at home. They're on their own. They actually eat some of my keto food. I mean, I agree. Felicia. Dana said I have 3 boys, 8, 11, and 5, who eat me out of the house. You're right. Those are children. That's them's growing age right there. I do make healthier choices for them when shopping, so they're kind of low carb-ish, and I'm trying to convert everyone. But if something says keto, no one will touch it. I mean, you got to trick. I saw on
change the packaging.
I saw on TikTok yesterday where one of the people was like taking. They took an empty package of like Wonder Bread buns, and they took the keto hamburger buns, and they were just putting them in there, and they twisted it back up, and we're like, here, take these Wonder Bread buns.
Get some Dorito bag, and put like a bunch of.
Dana says before they eat something of mine, they will say, "Is this keto?" The answer is always no. Me and my mom used to tell me, like, and my sister, everything was chicken, like everything, because we only like chicken, but they used to tell me everything was chicken, and there you go. D says no IKEAs.
That's why you are the way you are.
Or especially in Cincinnati. There are no IKEAs in Kentucky at all. The closest ones are Cincinnati and Indianapolis.
Yes, Kentucky is IKEA-less.
IKEA-less, right? Exactly. Maybe there's one in Nashville, but
everything tastes like chicken to my wife.
I know. I mean, that's the only thing I would eat.
It's because you're stubborn. You need a parent.
He says Cybus, like with a V. I love it. Thank you so much, Dr. Cybus. A little intense, but still awesome. Hey, that's my favorite type. Yes. No. Amber said tonight I'm making family sloppy joe and mac and cheese, and me 2 burger. Ooh, cheese bombs. Ooh, that sounds good.
Sneak a little cauliflower in there.
Exactly. Tanya said, funny this week, I vowed never to bring any more bags of sugary cereal in my house and made it very clear. See, that's all you got to do is just stop. Deanna said, OMG, I was on keto for the past year, and with all my stress and anxiety, I fell off. It's so hard to get back on track. Any ideas? We were just talking about this on Monday. So a couple ideas for getting back on track for keto. For me, what always helps is planning. You have to make it as effortless as possible. Because if I open up my pantry and I'm just like, okay, what am I going to eat? Am I going to eat like scrambled eggs, or am I going to eat like a donut? Like it's about whatever is easiest, right? So make eating keto the easiest option. And you can do that by meal prepping, by keeping it super simple, by taking all of the bad food out of your house.
And taking all that stress off your plate.
And taking exactly the stress of changing your diet back, off your plate. Number two, I like to fast. I like to, just interrupt the pattern of eating off plan, because that's what it's so easy to develop. The pattern of not being keto, and then it's difficult to like break. But once again, so eating on keto is also an easy pattern to develop. It's also just about developing those patterns, breaking those activities, and creating new ones, right? So, and then another thing we talked about is, instead of wondering like how to get back on track, how do I get back on keto? Think about, what are you gaining from being off track? What is the benefit? Like what really is the reason you're staying off track? Is it because eating off keto is easier? Like, it's easy to go pick up fast food, or it's easy to go find this stuff? Because once again, then you make keto easy. Is it, just that other food tastes so much better? First of all, I would encourage you to re-examine that. Does it, and after so long, is it psychological? And after so long, it all starts to taste the same. You can't eat Oreos, every day for 3 weeks and still get that same joy as you got from the first one. It goes away, right? But then thirdly, just examine, what benefit am I getting, or why am I using or giving myself this mental out to not get back on track, right? Like, that's what I always think. And I've been doing that for the past 2 weeks of just truly not wanting to get off track, because what I got from being off track? 20 pounds gained.
Surprise.
Exactly, right? Woo! Like, I don't want that anymore. Like, the benefit or the joy or the pleasure that I might get from eating that food does not outweigh the fact that I am not where I want to be. And the only way to get where I want to be, weight-wise, health-wise, everything-wise, is to simply do the work and eat keto. There's no other way. So that's what I had to realize about myself.
And that's true. And know that it's a lifestyle.
Exactly.
It's not a 3-month thing. It's not a 6-month thing. No. You can't do it in 8 months and
then just be done. It's just, you have to be the type of person that changes your entire life.
In that art. In the art of history.
I love that. The stress. Ooh, it's like a mine. Rhonda says, they are gravitating. No more margarine, only butter. Same with my granny, right? I converted my granny to butter. Nut milk, no rice, no sugar, no flour. Calling to ask about products. That's amazing. Sean is here, says good morning from day 4 from vacation in Idaho. I love that you're joining us on vacation.
And that's all you got to do. Like I said, you have to know that the sugars and the rices and the starches and the flours, and if you try to cut those back as hard as you can, you're going the right direction.
Tanya said, OMG, Autumn, that happened to me last night when I had a Zip Fizz. I was just like, this is so sweet. Like,
the lid can close again.
Yeah, it is. That's a good thing about Zip Fizz, right?
So double that.
Blue Dove said, I started out feeling like I didn't want to punish my daughter by denying her usual treats and snacks, but as my mindset shifted, I felt more and more like I needed to help her eat healthier. Exactly. I'm saying, your kids don't need fruit snacks. They don't need.
My parents are like,
stuff,
feeding you is not punishment. I'm feeding you, guess what? Surprise!
You're welcome.
You're surviving. It's like, I could buy a bag of, grain, whatever the heck they buy, you eat. We're not negotiating.
Nicole is here.
Never negotiated the menu.
Said, hello, glad to be back. We're glad that you're back as well.
My dad would always say, like, the kids at school would always have the fruit roll-ups, and they're like, I don't care.
No,
like, you go live with them.
Go live with them.
I mean, he would say that. Welcome to my growing up. Welcome to my job.
Be Sweet would say, I make it a point not to buy the sugar and all the junk. The husband will buy it, bring it in, and I'll throw it out. Yeah, I mean,
go right to the back door.
Just you know better.
That's when you know your neighbor real well. Like, here you go.
Exactly.
Got lots of kids.
Mary T said, good advice on the snacks. If you're hungry, have a meal. That's just how I feel. Like, snacking is more mental, and it's a state of mind than like, I need a snack. You don't ever physically need a snack.
Also, don't replace snacks with meals now.
Yeah, exactly. Don't have a meal as a snack and then a meal.
Let's just make a meal.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Susan said, my grandfather had a very large family. If you complained at dinner, you cooked the next meal. He said, he once said, darn, these potatoes are salty just the way I like them. That's hilarious. You ain't telling me to cook. So.
Exactly. I mean, that's one of those households where it's like, hey.
Laura said, somebody told me I need a lot more than 20 carbs a day. That is false. You do not need more than 20 carbs a day. Whatever you choose to eat, that's on you.
Somebody can tell you anything.
Yes.
So there's that also.
Mary T said, my dad always hit the office at 6 a.m. to get there before the phone starts to ring. That's how I loved working, especially being able to work from home and stuff. I would do at least an hour of work around 6 when I first woke up. Then that way, when everyone else starts working, that's when you got to start to deal with them, right? So
no, I like to show up right on time.
Rhonda actually answering the question that we're talking about today. Thank you so much. Says, I check glucose every day and both glucose and ketones all day when doing extended fasting. Glucose got to 41 last week. Whoa, during a fast, had to add cream to the coffee. Wouldn't have known because I felt fine. Yeah, that's low. So we were talking about that on Clubhouse this morning. And the reason that I brought this subject up is because I tested my ketones today, and thankfully, finally, I was at 0.7, just 0.7. You know, the threshold for nutritional ketosis was 0.5.
There you go.
I tested my ketones 2 days ago when I had been eating keto and keto chow and just fasting for over a week, and they were only at 0.3. And I was like, I know I've been eating the right stuff, right? So my body, I know, just takes a long time to get into ketosis. And that's fine, because it's not about chasing these numbers. It's about doing the actions that you know are right for your body, regardless of what this number tells you. So. Yes. Shauna said, my friends I'm staying with have been eating keto while I'm here. I'm converting them. I absolutely.
And that's what you do, Shauna.
I absolutely
you
love
become
that.
The light that they are looking for.
Exactly. Joyce said, didn't you make keto gummy bears at one time? Yes, I did. I also made keto gummy bears, you know, when I used to have snacks and treats and things like that. But I do still have the mold and have the little dropper, but I don't need those. So Amber said, topic of the day. Thank you guys for steering it in the right direction. Says, I do not use glucose or keto monitor. I just can't swallow the startup cost. It is a lot. It does take like $120 to get started, you know. But and then depending on those strips.
In a draw bag, in a gift bag.
In a gift bag. Yeah, exactly. Unless you win one at Ketopalooza. So I still got to reach out to the different companies to get those gift bags and things like that. You know, I pulled the trigger. It was about $100 to get started. And they're interesting to have, but and then also re-upping on the strips. You're just like, why are they so expensive? That's another reason where I'm just like, you don't have to, but it's good to have. So Mary T said, Dr. Sivas pulls no punches, a man after my very own heart. I'd like to see that. No,
I mean, that's a realistic person.
He said my stepdad hates anything keto. So the last time he and my mom came over, we served steaks and shrimp, then told him he could not have any because he hates keto food. Exactly. One cannot hate keto food.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You just don't know the definition. You're just like, I hate new stuff.
Laura said, what would the advantage be of using almond milk instead of water? Does the keto chow taste the same? I think it does. Maybe there'd be a hint of vanilla, because a lot of unsweetened almond milk can be flavored to be vanilla. Almond milk is generally thicker than water as well, but all you got to do is add gelatin or xanthan gum to your water, and it'll be that same consistency as well, right? So
I think it's like more of just a texture thing. Water's a little bit like almond milk's creamier.
Yeah, creamier. But that's why I can put in just like a tablespoon
but with
or
the gelatin, it negates all
of cream. Exactly. Yeah, you're right. Peggy said, good morning, late to the game. Dang work. Why does work always be getting in the way? Work Peggy. Is the worst.
Sometimes you gotta do it.
Yes. Mary T said, yep, keto every day. And Blue Dove said, yep, the law of diminishing returns is real, meaning that the more you expose yourself to something, the less and less benefit that you get from it. So that one Oreo, when you haven't had any for like 3 months, might give you 100% satisfaction to say, oh my gosh, this was so good. Then the next day you have an Oreo and it gives you like a 90%. Like, oh, that was good. And then the next day it's like 80%. You're just like, I'm not enjoying this as much as I used to, like, because the diminishing return, pretty soon you're not eating that stuff because you get this intense pleasure, like, oh, it's so good. You're just eating it out of habit, right?
Because it reminds us all of our childhood.
Exactly.
Psychologically,
or just easy,
Like our mom was eating like 8 tacos or 8 or something, you know what I mean? It's always that makes you have a wonderful
like a takeout food or special family time. Yep. Mom's here says greetings and salutations. My peeps, happy Whack Wednesday, y'all. Autumn back then, everything did taste like chicken. Yeah, I told her that they told me that everything when I was a child. Back when I was a child. So.
In your house only though?
Shauna said margarine, plastic that comes in plastic, then stores leftovers. Exactly. It's not real.
Why does everything taste like chicken?
That's what they told me to eat. I don't know. That's what they told me it was to get me to eat it.
Okay. I mean, why was that the thing you liked the most? Though?
Apparently, as a child, I don't remember a time when they told me everything was chicken. This is they have to tell me when you were little. We used to tell you things were chicken. You know.
I got you. I got you. No,
Tanya said, when I drink a Zip Fizz, I have always split the vial in half. Too sweet for me. Yeah, good to know.
See, now you know.
Karen said, I go back to simple and fix a bunch of keto-friendly foods I love, like boneless chicken thighs or burgers and brats. Yes, helps me not fight my brain as much. Exactly. This is like how to get back on track after keto. Just keep when you're being off track, keep it simple and eat the food you love. That's really what it's all about. So
just negate the sugar and starches.
Yes, exactly. And just like I said, interrupt that pattern, break it, right? Mary T said, in Canada, it's tough to get a ketone meter, or it was when I started. In the beginning, I used the strips, but now nothing. I tell beginners to use the strips for encouragement. Yes, I only use the ketone strips once in my keto journey, and that's the very first 2 weeks I started. You know, there is something exciting about, you know, peeing on the strip and it being this pale pink, and then for a couple of days nothing happens, then maybe day 3 or 4 it's like a hint of darker pink, and you're like, oh my god, am I just like being paranoid? Is that actually changing? Then eventually it gets to dark purple, and like you have that proof that you're in ketosis, right?
Oh my god,
it's really cool. But after that, no. Felicia said, I test for ketones, but I haven't in a while. Yeah, does anyone use those breath meters? How's that going? So, Laura said, I don't know how people can have cheat meals or days. I eat just 2 Oreo cookies and wow, my tummy hurts and I feel guilty, not worth it. I mean, that's not me. Like, I have to eat 20 Oreos for my tummy to hurt and feel guilty.
Or tummy feel guilty?
For her stomach to hurt.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I don't necessarily like, you know, like it takes a lot. It takes severe overindulgence for me to feel guilty, but I also frequently severely overindulge, you know, like, so that is something that I'm really working on.
Stomach to hurt, it would probably have to be bad food.
Yeah. like food poisoning. Yeah, you said 30 minutes. Thank you for letting me know. See, look, Peggy said, I've never tested and I'm down 70 pounds in a year and a half. Exactly. That's what Nathan from Clubhouse, he's never tested. He's lost over 100 pounds. So it is not required by any means, right? Yeah, my husband hates needles, so exactly. Thank you for the weigh-in reminder. Okay, so 196.2, that came from an eating day, and then Monday was a fasting day.
Yes, it was.
And then so I weighed myself after that, 194.6. I keep just bouncing and weighing you know, the same amount on my eating and fasting days. Yesterday was an eating day, which was really good. Burgers and brats. And then my skillet pizza. I'm working on eating through all the cheese in my house, getting rid of the cheese because I don't want to buy it anymore.
You and me both.
And then, so I stepped on the scale today, even though yesterday was an eating day, I stepped on the scale today, 194.6. So I love that I haven't gained or lost. Today is a fasting day. So hopefully that means I'll lose some weight. Like you guys, I just know that I'm eating the right foods and doing the right things for my body. And that's where I've got to stay because boy, every part of me wants to just starve myself until I get back into like the mid, just not eat until I get back into the mid 180s and keep going. But I just know that is not going to work. Like that is not what's going to help me. So I've just got to eat on track for the sake of eating on track.
Look at you.
Yeah, I know, right?
So impressive.
I know, right?
I love how you find out more about yourself every day.
Shauna says, I have a CGM Freestyle Libre, so a continuous glucose monitor. Those sound cool. Been off insulin for a year, June 23rd. Oh my God. And last time I met Foreman 2 weeks ago. I like to test glucose only, loving my lower numbers and keeping track of how foods affect me.
You go,
I love that. So Mary says, been worrying about Gail anywhere. No, but I will send her an email. I meant to send her one on Monday, but let me do that. Tanya said, I check blood glucose throughout the day because I'm diabetic and a numbers nerd. Yeah, since I learned our bodies use ketones, I'm not as concerned when those numbers aren't high. Exactly.
There you go.
Those numbers are really never going to be high because your body is efficient at making and using them. So there's not going to be a bunch floating around in your blood, right? Joy said, I was very thankful that I won a keto monitor last year at the amazing Keto Palooza. Need to get back to testing every week. Yeah, that was good. Shauna said, I eat more whole foods than that I cook and greatly limit packaged keto things. Yeah, exception is keto chow. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing out of a packet and my cello wisps that I eat. But I'm also eliminating those. Yep, I'm eliminating those as well. So yeah. Rhonda said, stopped using the Mojo and got a Keto Coach and cheap glucose monitor. I fare way better, especially when doing a Keto Coach subscription. There
you go.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Like I also have a Keto Mojo, but I also do have a blood glucose monitor that I got from Meyer for like $18.
Exactly.
So, yeah. You know,
that's, you don't have to follow the brand.
Easy to do. Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to do that.
For you.
Yep. Jerry Van West said, Kiss. Keto is super simple. I agree. Absolutely. Yes, it is.
So I've heard.
Blue Dove said, I'm interested in trying a CGM when I start reintroducing foods, but I hate the idea of sticking my fingers for ketone readings. That's why I only do it once every week. Like I don't do it a lot.
Can I stick other people's fingers?
Holly said, I test occasionally just to see where I am in the process. Maria Emmerich says that the more fat adapted you are, the less ketones you should have in your system because your body's using them. Exactly. Like I don't even I don't even pay attention to that. So they're never going to be high, and I totally get that now. We're having a bird fight right outside. Do you hear that, sweetie?
I hear.
They're going nuts over there. So
break it up if it gets more serious than that.
Yes. So I'll just have to. Yeah, I know, right?
Back to your point.
I was like, what is that loud noise? Because now, thanks to Beth, I use relaxed melodies to go to sleep, and I was just like, did my thing cut on? Like, did the bird sound cut on? Because Chris said I volunteered to eat all the cheese, cut it up, microwave it, and eat it with a fork. Yeah,
I'm on it,
that's
Chris.
What I do.
I'm on it, Chris.
I do it that's what I do as well. My skillet with the pepperonis and the cheese.
I'm helping you.
I mean, it is so good. You are not. You better not be eating my cheese snacks. No, that's absolutely not. So, let's see. Jen's here says, Autumn, you're just as beautiful and awesome at 194.6 that you are at 172 or whatever you're trying to get to. Jen, stop it. I mean, thank you. Right? I appreciate that. And here's the thing, I'm proud of myself for not being as like discouraged, right? And I'm emphasizing the bright side, but also realizing that there is no other result of eating poorly than weight gain. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, health issues too, right? But like nothing good ever comes from sustained eating poorly, right? Because once again, I don't even get the enjoyment that I used to, right? So it's just truly not worth it because I can spend a week eating off plan and then the next 3 months trying to lose the weight that I gained in a week, right? It's just not worth it to me, right? Yeah. Joe Ray said, new video just posted. Oh, good. I'll have to watch that today too.
Well, I think that just goes to show that your progression with your mental, your mental health about the whole situation.
And now I'm going to take it a lot more seriously because being back at 194, when I get back to 174, 170, 160, I'm going to appreciate it so much more because it will have been a lot more recently that I remember what it feels like to just not be dropping tons of weight.
Exactly.
Tanya said, I found that if I eat a carby meal, I will see a drop on the scale the next day. Thinking of that, I got in my new car yesterday and thought of everything I could eat. None seemed appealing. I came home and ate keto. Exactly. Like, it's just not worth it.
I mean, especially in the long run, it's kind of like for instant gratification. Yeah. But for weeks and weeks of pain and torment. Yeah. That's how you got to think of it. It's like one cheat meal or one cheat day is going to result to a month of like, why did I do that?
Peggy said, my scale was up yesterday and it was back down today. Ate nothing different. Just got to keep on and not let the number get to me. Exactly.
Yep, that's so true.
Tanya said, yep, Keto Chow has become my only packaged food lately. No more exceptions. I agree. So.
There you go, Mrs. Fuentes.
Ooh, Chris said, Miriam, Lynette, and I have our flights to and from Cincinnati for Keto Palooza all booked, flying in Wednesday the 15th. Woo! Okay, yeah. So they are. Here's another thing you can do if you can't fly directly into Louisville. So a lot of people fly into Cincinnati, which is actually in northern Kentucky. Thank you very much. Or maybe Indianapolis, and it's just like 100-mile road trip. It's pretty fun. Like so, that's also another idea if you want. If you don't want to, and it's cheaper too, right? So if you want to fly into a surrounding city, I would definitely recommend Cincinnati or Indianapolis. But don't forget, I mean, Keto Palooza's finna be lit. Happening September 17th through 19th here in Louisville, Kentucky. Tickets are still on sale. Prices go up on Friday. I got to open more, in-person tickets. They sold out within 48 hours. The first time I opened them up, all 60. Done, right? But now I've been able to open up 40 more tickets. So make sure you should have got an email about it today if you're on my email list. If not, there is a link to purchase your tickets in the description. Do it before this Saturday because after this week, tickets are going up because in order to make it more lit, I'm going to do more stuff for y'all. And that takes more money, right? So it's going to be amazing. I know. So get your tickets. We're all going to be there. Okay. Quickly before we leave, cartwheel emoji in the comments if you're going to be at Keto Palooza. And this is just going to make you, remember, these are all these people that you see here virtually. They're all going to be there in real life. Or some of our fam is still attending virtually. Mary, Shelby, maybe Cece. Everyone else, right? Like there are still some great virtual options if you can't or don't want to travel to Louisville, Kentucky. You can get an in-person ticket or a virtual ticket, right?
Because
so
itineraries overlap sometimes.
Yes.
Everybody else not off that time.
Laura said, so you're not going to eat cheese anymore. No, I'm going to reduce the amount of cheese that I eat.
Slowly purging.
Yes,
so, exactly. With emphasis on slow.
So yes. Oh, everybody giving me those cartwheel emojis in the comments too. So. He said, I too have a new video posted today. You get to see some terrific Texas Twinkies. I can only imagine what those are. So, yeah, all of the cartwheels. See, look at the cartwheel emojis. Blue Dove said I might try virtual attendance. We definitely recommend it. It's going to be really fun. Still, a lot of people that you see here on the lives, they'll be attending virtually as well as a lot of them in person
virtual
as well.
You will receive all the stuff as if you were here.
Yeah, you'll receive a gift package, and you'll get to come along virtually as we do some of the events, and then you'll have some of your own separate virtual events just for people virtually, so you can have a complete experience as well.
I didn't even know
yes,
that. You can shock me with something.
Exactly.
I have to get a virtual ticket.
Why does my husband got to be so extra? Oh, Teal is here, giving us the cartwheel emojis. But yes, everyone, have a great day. Today's Whack Wednesday, so we are going to be talking tonight at 8:30 p.m. Join us right back on here. Have a great day, everyone. Busy day today. I know, right? Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you tonight. But in the meantime, watch them cartwheels roll by, and let's jam to the outro music, okay?
Oh,
bye.
Goodbye, y'all.